Good morning, everyone. This is Morgan with Positively Osceola here for Positively Osceola's Daybreak Live. So excited to be coming to you on this Monday. Hopefully, you guys have had a wonderful weekend and have a great work week ahead of you guys. Be sure to say hello whenever you hop on. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, and let us know who's joining us this morning. We're very excited to have two special guests with us this morning. We're going to be discussing lots of information that is so crucial to your households. In light of recent fires, we thought it was a great idea to do a special educational segment here on Daybreak Live. We're going to have Stephanie Johnson, who is a scale house operator at the transfer station, and Richard Tonks, who is the deputy fire chief and fire marshal. So two wonderful folks to be spreading some information that is so crucial in your everyday household. So like I said, let us know who we have with us. I'm going to come on here and hit the share button so that way everyone has all this useful information and can make a positive difference in their households. I can tell you, preparing for this segment, I've learned a lot. So hopefully you guys can say the same whenever we get done with our segment today. So let us know who's joining us, and we will go ahead and get started with our Daybreak Live. Alrighty, so to get started this morning, like I said, we're very excited to welcome Mr. Richard Tonks, who is the Deputy Fire Chief and Fire Marshal, and Miss Stephanie Johnson, who is a scale house operator at the transfer station. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here on our Daybreak Live. Like I had mentioned, in light of recent fires that have happened throughout the county, we thought it would be a great idea to do almost like a community education segment here on Positively Osceola. We're going to be talking about proper disposal of hazardous materials, why it's so important, and so much more. So thank you so much for joining us, like I said. So to get us started, Mr. Richard, what are different types of trash fires that can affect people's homes and their lives?
Well, there's several different types. It can be just from the trash can in your house catching fire, which is cause for concern because it spreads rapidly and can burn down your house. But there's also the trash can you put outside. People wouldn't think that would cause any major concern, but if that trash can is up against your house actually creates like a chimney effect. Wow. That heat and smoke travels right up the wall of your outside of the house, goes into your soffit, and can start an attic fire very easily. There's multiple documented cases of that. Dumpster fires, I mean, you got to think of what's burning in a dumpster. That smoke can affect the surrounding area. People are breathing that. Your kids are breathing that while it's burning. And that's also a hazard to our firefighters. They're inhaling those toxic fumes, as well as whatever's in there. Firefighters have been injured from explosions and dumpster fires very easily. The garbage trucks driving down the street, they catch fire. We get a few of those small ones every year. Wow. And those trucks can cost $200,000-$300,000, sometimes $100,000, sometimes even more.
Wow.
And when those catch fire, they don't want to cause damage to those trucks. So they're trained to dump their load wherever they are, which can cause a headache for the area, but that's to prevent any further damage that way. And then, like we had recently, just a few weeks ago, we had a large fire at our transfer station, which affects it interrupts trash business for the area. It cost our firefighters were there for 12 hours extinguishing that blaze.
Wow.
It was a trash fire that was inside of a building, a large building. And so those are impacts, and those create a lot of dangers in itself that I can talk about in a little bit.
Absolutely. Now, what causes trash fires? What materials, are typically put into the trash cans to cause these types of fires?
I'll just hit on a few of the main ones that we see. We get a couple of dozen dumpster and trash fires every year. One that a lot of people don't think about, 9-volt batteries. 9-volt batteries, both of the terminals are on one side of it. People throw these in their junk drawer. They throw them in a bag or a box in their garage, or they just throw them in the trash. All you need is for this to come in contact with another piece of metal and be right beside paper, cardboard, something combustible.
Wow.
Shorts out right, it can burn your house down.
So crazy.
These have caused fires nationwide. Some of them come with a little plastic cap that will fit on them, so you can dispose of them properly. We recommend when you throw them away or you store them in their package, where you can put a piece of tape right over the top.
Right.
But a lot of people don't think 9-volt batteries
not at all
a problem. But other batteries that are posing a significant hazard nationwide are lithium-ion batteries.
Yes.
And those are in just about everything that we have, from cell phones to laptops to toys to hoverboards, everything. And they're designed to be lightweight, so the walls are very thin and very compact, and it doesn't take much to damage them. So when they crack, they get crushed or whatever, they can cause a few things. If it's the lithium inside leaks out slowly, it will slowly start heating up and cause a fire to the materials around it.
Wow.
If it leaks rapidly, it'll cause an explosion. And if you go on YouTube, there's some tremendous video of lithium causing fires. But we find these in people's trash cans causing fires. At the landfill, they say that they get multiple batteries. Everything people throw in their trash ends up there, and little fires happen because of that.
Right.
Car batteries are the same way, just on a bigger scale.
Wow.
The acid inside slowly starts leaking out or rapidly leaking, and creates a chemical chain reaction to where it's just causing it to keep heating, to where it ignites.
Wow.
But batteries are definitely the main cause of quite a few fires. But just to hit on a few other common trash fires that we have a couple of times a year: fireworks. People throw fireworks in the back of their pickup truck.
Right.
We had a few pickup trucks burn completely down because of fireworks, and then whatever trash is in the pickup truck. But people also throw them in their trash cans. And that results in trash can fires up against your house or in your driveway. So we recommend let the fireworks sit for overnight. Let them cool down.
Absolutely.
Or put them in a bucket of water, soak them with your hose, put a sprinkler out in your hose in your yard that night. And to go along with that stuff, ashtrays. People still dump their ashtrays in their trash cans at homes. I can't tell you how many trash fires we've been to and people would tell us, I dumped my ashes in that.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Let them sit for 12 hours. Let them cool down. Run them under a faucet before you dump them. But those definitely cause some fires.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just other household chemicals, certain chemicals, things like paint thinners, oils, and stuff. They can cause spontaneous combustion. They need room to breathe. If they can't, the vapors coming off of them just keep heating up till they finally ignite. I'm sure they have situations like that over at the landfill, and once in a while we'll find them in dumpsters. And be careful throwing away propane tanks. We find the small Coleman propane tanks and the large gas ones. Alone, they're not a problem, but when you figure a garbage truck or even at the landfill, when they're compacting the trash, it's going to rupture. And then if we do have a fire in those trash piles, now we have that extra hazard of a possible explosion, which a gas grill propane tank that could level a building easily.
Easily. For sure. Now, there's other hazardous materials, Miss Stephanie. How can someone identify a material maybe that they're not commonly known as being a hazardous material?
If anything on the label to give you an idea, if it says flammable, poison, warning, corrosive, erosive, explosive, danger, pesticides, acid, anything that says that on the label is pretty much hazardous.
Wow. And it's so important to properly dispose of these items throughout the year. There's different waste sites, but what items do you guys take in when it comes to those waste sites?
Well, here at the we take the stuff, anything hazardous here at the St. Cloud Transfer Station, or you got Bass Road, which is on 750 South Bass Road. That's Osceola County solid waste there. But to give you an idea, automotive, anything automotive is antifreeze, solvents, batteries, oil, brake fluid, transmission fluid, petroleum products, our gasoline, oil, diesel or fuel. Paints is like spray paint cans, paint thinners, wood preservatives, stains. Fertilizers are liquids or granular. Gardening is pesticide, insect sprays, weed killer, poisons, spot removers, strippers, cleaners. And the one thing that also is hazardous is a lot of people don't realize is a lot of the kids' play toys, the riding cars, those batteries get left in all the time. And when they get crushed up, they're flammable. They can catch on fire.
Absolutely. Now, if there's someone joining us today and they might be asking themselves, how does properly disposing the hazardous waste materials affect me? How would you answer that to them if they're questioning that today?
You want me to answer? Well, to me, if properly exposed it's an environmental. I mean, it's safe for our breathing, contaminating if they don't get rid of their paint legally. Some people dump it on the ground and it can contaminate the groundwater, which is our drinking water, goes to the farmlands, that could go to the meats that we eat.
Absolutely.
Properly is a lot safer for humans and animals.
Absolutely. Now, what are some common household products that people might not think of when they think of hazardous items? I was so amazed by this when I was reading over the list, because sometimes you don't think of these things. They're just part of your homes and you don't think of having to properly dispose them, which is unfortunate. But this is why we're wanting to do this, so that folks can know. So what are those common products people might not think of that need to be disposed of properly?
Some that I know of, people don't even realize, is nail polishes, perfumes, nail polish removers, some shampoos in there. It depends on what the label says. And cleaners, people don't realize a lot of those have stuff when they're mixed with another chemical that's bad.
Absolutely. Now, what are the disposal sites? If someone's looking to get rid of those materials, do you have those addresses and those locations to mention one more time so that our audience can see that and know where to take these items?
Yes, I have the one on Bass Road, which address is 750 South Bass Road in Kissimmee, 34746. Their hours are Monday through Friday, is 7 to 3, and you can contact the phone number right there, 407-742-7750 or 7780. And then, of course, our transfer station here on 2705 Peghorn Way. Now, you can call our phone number also if you have any questions, and it's 407-957-7291 or 7289, and any of us will help.
Perfect. Now, if someone's looking to find more information or maybe look online to find what materials they might have in their household, where can they get that information? What website would you guys recommend for them to visit?
We have one on the city webpage. If they go to the cityofstcloud.org and go down to solid waste and you scroll over, they have areas where it says hazardous material, and you can click on that and you can print out a list of, give you an idea of what things you can and can't throw away that are hazardous.
Awesome. Now, Mr. Richard, you also spoke about wanting to discuss disposing of items like sharp objects, like knives and other things. What do you have to say about that?
We get questions all the time about how they dispose of sharps, which is used needles. Every fire station in the county will accept a sharps container, but it has to be an approved sharps container. We do not supply these. However, if you go to any pharmacy in the county, they're supposed to supply you with these. But yeah, just drop your sharps off at any fire station, if we're not here, please don't just leave it by the door. Please take it with you and come back at a later time. Sometimes we come back and find 5 or 6 of these sitting by our door.
Oh, wow.
And we get those turned into us daily. So it is a service that we offer. Another question we get asked all the time is, how do I dispose of my old medications? We do not take old medications here. Kissimmee Police Department, I believe, still has their in their lobby has a drop box, and once in a while the sheriff's office will have a prescription take back program. But please don't put your old prescriptions in these containers, and please don't bring them to us. They have to be inventoried, and it's a lot of control behind those.
Or in your trash.
Yeah,
Don't throw them in your trash. A lot of people, I see a lot of people that come here that do have prescriptions thrown in their trash, and that's the one thing we do not take is medical waste.
Wow.
We have to tell them.
Yep.
Yep.
The thing we get asked a lot about is, how do I dispose of my old fire extinguishers? Weekly we get asked this, and as long as it's not pressurized, you can tell if it's pressurized by the gauge. If it's all the way to the in the red, and if you squeeze the handle and nothing comes out, I've been told by, correct me if I'm wrong, Stephanie, as long as it's not pressurized, you can put it in your trash. But if it's pressurized, the landfill does have an area where you can bring those cylinders, I believe.
We take them even if they're empty. Just the idea of something crushing them can explode under pressure. So we take them empty.
Yeah, it is a pressurized cylinder regardless. And then people dispose of their old refrigerators out by their curb. There are documented cases where people, kids will play around with it and get locked inside of there and stuff.
Wow.
So we always recommend remove the door in your refrigerator or any large appliances before you put it out by your curb.
Absolutely.
And lastly, we don't allow any open burning in the city, especially not trash. So don't burn your trash in your backyard. Some of the reasons for some of the hazards that we discussed today.
Right.
But, it pollutes the environment, but it's also a danger because you could be burning something and have
not realize
or battery in there and not know it, and you could
absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. This was so educational, especially for me. So I'm so glad to have you guys on here. I'm sure many folks that have joined us today can say the same thing. Thank you so much for all that you're doing here in Osceola County and all that you continue to do and the positive difference that you're making not only in our environment, but in our community as well. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Remember, just call. We can answer any questions you have. Even if it's something stupid, we can answer it. I can help.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. To go ahead and sign off, this is Morgan with Positively Osceola here with Mr. Richard Tonks, the Deputy Fire Chief and Fire Marshal, and Stephanie Johnson, who is a scale house operator at the transfer station. This is Morgan with Positively Osceola, and together we're making a positive difference in Osceola County. Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a great